I got it! When I first heard about Dave being trapped in a maze...
1, 2, 3, 4!
I built a labyrinth. Can you believe it?
Dave is trapped in a cardboard maze in his living room and he can't get out.
Welcome to Dave Made a Minute, the podcast where a whole bunch of us are exploring the film Dave Made a Maze 1 minute at a time. The twist. Many of the participants have never seen the film. Some don't even know what film they're sampling. They get their minutes and they tackle them as they see fit. Here's your host from the Groundhog Day Project and Michael Myers Minute, Robert Black.
Minute 30, Brynn sacrifices herself to the Minotaur so everyone else can get away, and Dave shows up just in time for Annie to find a special room. To tackle Minute 30, we have Liz Whitaker of Mean Girls Minute along with Alyson Grimm.
You come home, there's a giant maze in your living room. You're like, what the... There's a giant maze in my living room. I've heard of people rearranging the furniture, but this is wackadoodle crazy. Give me a sense of that.
This doesn't make any sense.
Is that a problem? There's a promise to my segment. But solution's no problem.
It's like a fucking cocktail party in here.
I get a few words from you before you go.
I want to do the thing.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I made him get... I got him bigger this time.
What? Wow, 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 wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've got off the goddamn deep end.
Is it the toxic gritty farts?
It's this long ass motherfucking week, and the hard Italian soda I'm drinking.
No, I drank
Because
some.
It makes me happy drunk.
Oh, that's good. I drank some wine this evening because I made beef stew for dinner. So of course, dump some wine in the glass.
I don't make my beef stew with wine because I don't keep wine in the house because I don't really like wine.
Oh, I like a real dry red.
I could put some hard Italian soda in there.
There you go. Is that like Florida stew? This is Mike's hard lemonade.
Exactly. Okay, this hard Italian soda is way better than Mike's hard lemonade. So how dare you? First,
I'm sorry.
But second, you are spot on that they would use Mike's hard lemonade in beef stew in Florida. I'm like Jason Mendoza from The Good Place is using Mike's hard lemonade in his beef stew.
Are you caught up?
I think I'm like I missed. I don't have last week's episode and yesterday's episode. I need to watch.
Oh, did you see the Macho Man Randy Savage airport?
No, I must be 3 weeks behind.
I don't remember. I might have spoiled. That might have been last week's. I don't remember.
No, the last one I saw was the one where Tahani referenced her friend James Cameron. But I started listening to the Good Place podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure my husband listens to that.
It's really good.
Is it? I should look it up.
Yeah. And so I started way back at the beginning, and on episode 2 they have Jamil on.
Okay.
Oh my God, gritty.
Did he fart?
Oh God, yeah. And I'm sorry, buddy. You must not feel good.
Does he look like he's in pain or anything?
No, he's like sleeping.
Oh, it's farting.
Oh God. Oh my God. It's in a small space.
I don't think we introduced ourselves for this episode.
Oh, I didn't know if we were live or not.
Oh, whatever.
I was just going.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be a Friday episode, so let's just leave it. Whatever, man.
We'll introduce ourselves at the end.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to hang out and listen for that, listeners.
Fuck the system. Fuck the podcast patriarchy.
We're doing introductions.
Uh-huh.
That is the second time I've used that dumb pun joke thing, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
Boy.
This minute ends with a new room. That's pretty cool.
Oh my God. I like it a lot.
I do too. And this minute begins.
I fucking love the set design of this movie.
It's Did you listen to the early episode of this where they talked to like the prop master?
Honestly,
Have you listened to this podcast at all?
Honestly, I will listen to all of it at some point. I have so many podcasts and audiobooks I'm listening to right now that I will wait until I can binge it all. Because then I will be able to listen to it. I only have time in my my commute isn't very long, so I can only fit a couple daily podcasts in on a regular basis. So pretty much I've listened to the Cardboard Titanic minutes with our friends Rob and Def, and that's about it.
Yeah. I don't get much time to listen to podcasts either, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are like, yeah, I listen to podcasts at work, and I'm like, I do a lot of writing at work.
Yeah,
I
same.
can't listen to people talk while I am writing.
I have to do a lot of writing and reading, yeah. And a lot of like interacting with people, Skyping,
Yeah.
Lots of communicating, so I can't really listen.
Literally every time I put my headphones on, either my phone rings and I have to pause whatever I'm listening to,
or somebody's right behind me,
walks up to my desk and needs something.
Yeah, at that exact second. Like, come on.
And then it takes me 3 hours to remember to hit play again.
Uh-huh.
And then someone walks up again immediately.
That's why sometimes I just like take my phone and sit in the bathroom forever, just because then I know nobody will bother me.
I will sometimes go sit on. We have a patio upstairs, or I'll just go sit out. I work along a canal. I'll just go sit under a tree and read a book on my phone for a little while.
Nice.
I need all of you to leave me alone.
Yeah.
I just need some get away from me.
Just need to turn my brain off.
Yeah. This is. So the minute opens with
Brynn becomes the subject of an Amazon Kindle single and is taken by the Minotaur.
That is a way better segue than I was going to make. I was going to make reference to what we were just discussing and not what we discussed yesterday, and say that
so long ago.
It looks like Annie has cut into a brain that could use some quiet, because that eye is looking a little scary.
I love the eye. I think the eye might be like my favorite visual from this movie.
It is very cool looking.
Yeah.
So is that real? Is that the eye of the maze? Because this maze is sentient, right?
Yeah.
So that is the maze's eyeball.
So does that mean the maze is a cyclops? If we're like getting further into Greek myth?
It could be, because that would be pretty on brand or on theme for the mythology.
And I mean, the maze has a vagina.
But it is so that the way that the lid around the eye is cut, though, I assume that maybe we just didn't go far enough to the left or right to see the other eye.
Yeah, because generally, cyclopses, I don't know, are depicted with
the eye of the cyclops.
Yes, is depicted as sort of round.
Yeah, it's symmetrical,
right?
Even if it is ovular.
Yeah.
Instead of, this is like a teardrop shape.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it should have a mate.
Right. And so I think we just only see the one because we cut in on top of that one and then run the opposite direction. We've done a lot of work here already.
And while they're running, the boom mic operator never lowers his arms.
He does not. He is a professional. He is going to catch all of the terror happening behind him on that microphone.
If it kills him.
Yeah. So Brynn is she sacrificing herself so the others can get away, or is she somehow under the spell of the Minotaur and transfixed and cannot move from that spot?
maybe a little of both.
Okay.
Because in this minute, we also do see like a flash of Minotaur abs. So maybe she's just like transfixed by his abs.
Yeah. We do get a glimpse of the Minotaur's. We mostly get torso, but we do get a little bit of
The head.
his nose.
Yeah. All made of cardboard. It's really cool.
It is made of cardboard, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
If it's not too big of a spoiler, I guess I could post that picture I sent you of him like in the costume where you can see the full thing.
Oh yeah,
Because it's really cool.
yeah. I don't know about those rules. I don't know.
Okay.
I have
are there rules to this?
I haven't actually seen the movie, so as far as I know, you could have gotten a full glimpse of his Minotaur head before.
I think we do. I legitimately don't remember.
This scene.
I have a terrible memory, and like since I watched Dave Made a Maze, I watched The Haunting of Hill House. So thinking about that has like supplanted every other work of fiction in my brain right now because it was real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is not something I will watch.
No, it's a little too spooky for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not happening.
It was excellent, but
That's what I've heard.
it was spooky.
Yeah. I mean, it's got the word haunting in the title. I think that's a pretty big clue right there that it is not going to be
Yeah.
up my alley.
It makes me really mad when something has like haunting or something like that in the title and it's not about ghosts. Like, do you have any idea how mad I was when I found out Vampire Weekend wasn't like a goth band having to do with like actual vampires?
That they like just sing songs about horchata.
Do they?
I don't know. Maybe I have that wrong, but I think that's a Vampire Weekend song, and
Oh.
we used to play it at Express all the time.
They should exclusively play songs about vampires, and they should be kind of like not the kind of music that you could play at Express.
Right.
Yeah, I think that title is misleading, and
Yeah,
it should be illegal.
They definitely have a song called Horchata.
They should be goth. So yeah, if you're gonna like put ghost in the title or call something haunting or whatever, like there should be some fucking ghosts. If it's not really haunted, then I think you should be sued for lying.
I want my money back.
Yeah, this is a hill that I will die on.
A haunting at Hill House? Well, no, that didn't work. I tried.
This is a hill house I will die on.
And then I will haunt it.
Yeah.
You will rue the day you improperly used the word haunt, because I will teach you the meaning of that word by haunting you.
Oh.
Burn!
You burnt.
You burnt. You basic.
Yeah, basic. So in this minute, Dave shows up.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Dave. He reunites with everybody, and they play some heroic music, and Dave says, "Follow me." And then he immediately runs into a wall.
Immediately. And then he says, "I'm just as lost as you are."
Then why did you
Listen,
say, "Follow
motherfucker,
me"?
You just ran by and said, "Follow me." Don't come tell me to follow you and be lost.
Damn it, Dave.
It's okay to be lost. That's acceptable.
Just go to
It
Annie
is a
for
maze,
help.
after all.
Right.
However, do not be lost and then run up to a group of people and yell, "Follow me." That's not okay, Dave.
No.
That's not okay. I am aggrieved. Literally, he takes 2 steps.
Yeah. And right there, a wall.
I do love how the music cuts out there, though.
Yeah. Record
And how
scratch.
literally all he had to do was look down and find that little vent door that Annie finds.
Yeah.
That leads us into the coolest, creepiest, weirdest dining room set I think I've ever seen in a movie.
You really need to watch this movie because I don't want to
I
spoil
know.
anything for our listeners, but the scene gets cool in terms of like what they do with it visually.
It sort of reminds me of when I worked in a haunted house in high school. That was our show choir's big fundraiser every fall.
Okay.
We put on, it was called the Haunted Mansion, and it was literally in basically a giant mansion that had been turned into a nursing home, and then was no longer used as a nursing home and had been sold to the school corporation. And so every fall we put on this massive haunted house that they can no longer do there anymore because asbestos or some shit.
Ooh.
Nobody cared about that in the 2000s when I was there.
It would be even better, though, if the nursing home was still functional and you got the people who lived there to participate.
Oh, my God, that would have been cool. And possibly somehow not as scary as it really actually was. So if you were in a show choir, you had to work in it.
Huh.
And so I spent a lot of weekends. So I would switch between being like a tour guide assistant and being like assigned to a room.
Mm-hmm.
But this maze really feels like the room. It really gives me vibes of the rooms in the Haunted Mansion when I worked in it. Just because, like,
cool.
How each room kind of has its own little theme.
Its own, like, personality. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had, I think one year we had like a dining room scene. And they used like glow in the dark paint and black lights to highlight things.
Oh, cool.
And so I really got a vibe of how this has like the neon trim in this room. So it was really reminiscent of working in the Haunted Mansion.
Nice. Did the show choir members also like do the set building, like design the rooms?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was all put together. So I never made it to the top show choir, and they were the ones that had to put like the most effort into it. They did most of like the room design. They also did like a lock-in and slept there, which I would not have fucking done because that place was motherfucking haunted.
I would do that.
Fuck no.
I would totally get murdered in a horror movie.
One time when I was a tour guide assistant, which means so each group was led around by a figure in a black cowl, like a big black cape, and then another one at the end to make sure nobody got separated from the group. So one time when I was a tour guide assistant and wandering around at the end of the group to make sure nobody got separated, of course I got separated from the group.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so I'm like trying to find my way through this haunted house. I don't really know the route because I've just been following where the actual tour guide's going. I just follow the group of people the whole time. So it's dark. This is before like cell phones were commonly carried.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find my way through this haunted house back to my group, and it was not an excellent experience, but somehow less frightening than when I worked in a room. And when you go on break, you have to go between like false walls to get down to the area where you can take a break. And that was even more terrifying because then I was in an enclosed space in a fucking haunted house.
Yeah. Cool.
It was not cool. It was the opposite of cool, and it contributed to my inability to watch horror movies to this day.
I'm sorry about your trauma.
However, I
think
did
it's cool.
enjoy dressing up as a scary character and sitting in a room and freaking the fuck out of people who were walking through on those tours.
It's so fun.
So characters from other rooms, if they learn the name of someone in the group, like if they recognize someone or somehow they picked up on the name of someone in the group, they would run ahead to another room and say, you know, the fourth girl in's name is Carrie or Susie or whatever. And so I would be in the playground I was like in the playground room, and so I would be sitting there towards the beginning, and I'd be like rocking back and forth, and I'd be like, Carrie, will you come play with me? Carrie, I'm so lonely. Will you come play with me? Stay here with me and play in this playground with me forever.
And Carrie's peeing her pants.
Basically, yeah. My friend Katie, when we were sophomores, actually made a girl pee her pants. She scared her so hard.
Really?
I was so proud to be her friend that day.
I feel like that would be the plot in like a TV episode where somebody does that to get revenge on their bully.
I mean, she was just good at what she was doing. She didn't like target this girl or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened to be that Katie was so sold on it and so terrifying that it freaked this girl out enough so that she peed. This might be an urban legend, but I believe it.
I believe it too. I want to believe.
I want to believe.
I want to believe this girl peed her pants.
That my 15-year-old friend was such a good actress that she could scare the shit out of someone so much that she peed in the tour of a haunted house.
Do you think that haunted house had a Minotaur? But it wasn't a maze, was it?
No, yeah, I don't recall ever having a Minotaur in there. Because also, before I worked in it, we always went to it as a group. And so for all of my terror about scary movies, I was always kind of a hard ass about haunted houses. It's probably because I was like the only girl that was going without being attached to a boy. Mm-hmm. So I had no one was going to give a fuck if I was scared. So I had to not be scared.
Maybe the real Minotaur was the friends you made along the way.
I think that's it.
All right.
I think you're right.
Maybe that's the thesis of this movie.
The real Minotaur is the friends you made along the way.
Except, like, they didn't make friends because, like...
They were already friends and ended up hating each other?
Yeah.
Hi,
Grady.
So, can you hear him?
I can.
I'm, like, fascinated by this eyeball. So when you're looking at it straight on, it looks like the pupil is just glued on to the iris. But it is not.
It is not at all. It's completely separate.
And I'm really fascinated about how it's attached. I can't really figure it out.
It's sticking up from a thing in the floor, right?
But no, because you can't see it going down when you're looking at it straight on. It's like coming out. I don't know. We don't get a good enough look at it. But when you look at it from the front, you can't see it be attached to the floor.
Oh, that's true.
It's almost like it comes out on like a tripod or something. Or maybe it's hanging from fishing line. Maybe it's just floating in the air independent of the eyeball.
I mean, yeah, we're dealing with maze magic here.
That's true. It's just a magical floating
eyeball pieces. Eyeball layers.
Pupil.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go with maze magic.
All right, I'm cool.
Yeah.
So, when you hire the documentarians of your life, make sure you pick ones that are like the boom mic operator and not the Steadicam guy.
Mm-hmm.
Steadicam guy has neither kept that camera steady nor consistently filming anything throughout this entire movie.
Get your shit together, Steadicam guy.
Boom mic bro is a fucking professional.
This movie is going to have great sound and no visuals.
Yeah, exactly. I wish we got to see more of this dining room scene.
Yeah.
Because I love that the furniture is even built on to show perspective.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude, you need to watch this movie.
I do. You're right. I do.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Should we explain why maybe some of the things we talk about in these 3 minutes kind of don't line up with what we talk about in other minutes? So we're recording these minutes much later than we recorded the other 3 that were on. So
I don't know what you're talking about. We haven't been on any other minutes.
Oh, except for 11 and 14, I guess, and certainly not one that happens later in the movie.
No, that was. I'm sticking with this bit of that was Robin Duff.
Oh, okay.
I'm going hard on your bit, okay?
I've forgotten about it, and Liz is like, no, I'm committed. And I'm like, I don't fucking care.
I commit to a bit.
Oh.
To commit to bit.
To commit to bit. I love it.
I mean, but maybe our voices sound similar.
It's true. To Robin Duff.
Yeah. But cardboard Robin, cardboard Duff.
Yeah, which is why our tones aren't quite as dulcet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think they recorded their episodes for that. I don't like months ago.
Yeah, and they hadn't seen the movie at that point.
Right.
But one of them has since then. The other one has not.
Keep saying they're going to.
I know. And just they haven't done it, even though they would really like this next scene.
Maybe they have a whole lot of casting going on.
Maybe. So maybe they've committed themselves to too many podcasts.
Too many things. Over committed. Yep. Cool. Cool.
Cool.
Is there...
So, since we didn't introduce ourselves at the beginning, should we do our end introduction?
We should probably do our end introductions.
Yeah.
So, if you aren't Rob from Cardboard Titanic, who are you?
I am Alyson from the forthcoming podcast Potent Potables, a
Get
totally
excited.
Ooh. Or as my husband put it, to crib off The Simpsons, so it's come to this, a podcast about Jeopardy.
Yeah, it has.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it hasn't really come to that yet because we haven't really started, but we are doing this. We have a lot of ideas. It's going to be amazing.
And you should go to the Twitter and you should type in an @ symbol, and then you should follow that with Potent Potables.
P-O-D-A-B-L-E-S.
So that you can stay up to date with all of the late-breaking news regarding this soon-to-be critically acclaimed podcast about Jeopardy. Yeah.
Critically
I think
acclaimed.
this is how we're going to make our first million enemies on the internet.
Starting with Alex Trebek.
And his cousin, Alex Quebec. Alex Quebec.
The host of French Canadian Jeopardy.
All of the French people, including the ones in Canada.
Alex, as we know, will take any excuse he can to speak French. Because did you know Alex Trebek speaks French?
I did not know Alex Trebek.
And trust me, his pronunciation is better than yours.
I find that very plausible to believe. But how's his Rocky?
You know, I don't know if I've ever heard his Rocky.
Hey, Alex Trebek, how's your Rocky impersonation?
Oh, I believe we have a challenge, listeners. Alex Trebek, if you're listening to this and you want to prove that your Rocky is better than Liz's,
Gauntlet
you can find
thrown.
us. Find us on Twitter.
Come get in a Twitter fight with me, Alex Trebek.
Can that be the title of this episode?
Twitter fight me, Alex Trebek.
Alex just subtweeting you.
Well, honestly, if you were ever going to get in a Twitter fight with anyone, I'm probably the best person because, one, I have not really mastered the quote versus retweet with reply or like retweet with comment. I don't super understand threading, and I also get very bored with Twitter very quickly. So, yeah, if you want to start a Twitter feud with someone that you want to win, don't don't at Potent Potables because Alyson will have control of that too. Holler at Mean Girls Minute.
I'm going to start a Twitter fight with you, and I'm just going to say paint can. Feet. And then I will win. That is how I will win this argument.
Pig hands.
Paint can. Pig hand. What the fuck?
Paint cans. It doesn't even look like a paint can. What do you mean? It looks like hooves.
Yeah, but like round, like a paint can.
No, hoof shaped like a pig hand.
Nobody uses the phrase pig hand except
That's
for
why
you.
it's funny.
It's funny, but it's wrong.
Well, right, but lots of funny things are wrong.
Like your mom.
Burn!
You burned.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, we introduced
listeners,
ourselves. We talked about the minute.
Yeah. You're not going to
We
hear
learned,
from us on...
we grew.
We made friends along the way. And...
We did.
Listeners, you're going to have the opportunity on Monday to make a different group of friends because Alyson and I, unfortunately, will not be here with you on Monday. But if you are very good boys, girls, and non-binary individuals, you might get to hear another episode from us in the future. And, spoiler alert, it might be amazing.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that episode to air.
So you might want to hang around for that. But you should still come back on Monday for another episode of Dave Made a Minute.
And then I could probably disarm all the traps. And then we can finish this maze. Who is with me?
That was Liz Whitaker of Mean Girls Minute, along with Alyson Grimm, taking on minute 30 of Dave Made a Maze. They will be back in minute 55. Next time on Dave Made a Minute, we've got Travis Bowe of Watchmen Minute and Jason Croxon of Getting to Know Who, taking on minute 31.
Thank you for listening to Dave Made a Minute. Intro dialogue snippets were taken from Dave Made a Maze, directed by Bill Watterson, written by Bill Watterson and Steve Sears, and produced by John Charles Meyer. Intro music is Diversion by The Equals, featured in the film Dave Made a Maze, and Life Cycle of a Match by Parvis Decree. Outro music is Leaving This Godforsaken Place and Her Presence is Strong Here by Parvis Decree. Dave Made a Minute is a production of Lemming Drop Studio and all other featured podcast producers. You can find more content at lemmingdrops.com. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Dave Made a Minute. If you like what you hear, throw us a rating and review on your podcatcher of choice, and check out all of the participants' other shows to spread the love around. Again, thank you for listening.
As long as we're all working together, this is going to be fine. It's going to be great.
I need you to notify the families of everyone who died here today.
Totally. Wait, what?